Hi, Naked Author, Jason, William, Galbraith, Stuart, Bruce. Greatest author of my generation, utilizing all of 21st century technology to write my books, publish my books, promote my books on YouTube, social media, utilize all 21st century technology on DNA, find out exactly who I am. I am no Mitchner, I am all Bruce and Stuart. And then this is just an amazing story. Like, what I've found and discovered. This was University of Strathclyde. They have a whole project here. This is Alistair. And I just want to show you what I found that absolutely is amazing. And there is a chat GTP that you can use and you can plug in. I've published all of my DNA that verifies, all of my royal descent, and you can see everything. And this was like a big find. One of the big finds was like, once I knew I'm descended from Robert the Bruce, and there's no denying it, when this dude from University of Strathclyde sent Alistair and was trying to put gaslight me about my real and confirmed Robert the Bruce that we are both from Finland, Thomas Bruss. And he was trying to say like, oh no, he's of like Nordic Germanic area. Dude, that Robert Bruss, of course, dude, they all came from the Normans. Robert Bruss comes from Rollo. And when I knew that I'm a Bruce, then of course my DNA, if I ever saw this name come up, I would keep an eye out for it. And this was the name that came up, and it's his absolute identifier snip. It's the DNA, and it's crazy. Like once I knew I'm absolutely a Robert the Bruce, then I knew I could even go back on the male line. It goes back, I mean, forever. So all of Robert the Bruce, I could see Rollo. When I saw Rollo, and it's a whole nother level of amazing royalty that I have, that I didn't know. The other name is William Marshall, and he's one of the greatest knights. It's William Marshall, Robert the Bruce, and my David GAOMG, one of the sickest knights ever, and gave his life for the king at the Battle of Agincourt. And those are insane. Those are undeniable. I am absolutely descended from Rollo to Robert the Bruce. And I have David GAOMG, also descended from on the mother's side, all that type of stuff. But anyway, I just want to show you like Rollo that I have, and what this means for my lineage and everything is that I have this confirmed. It's that right there, and I've published it a whole bunch of times. And again, you can just put it on like ChatGPT, and it'll tell you what everything means. And this is the snip that I have, and this confirms that I am descended from Robert II, King of Scotland, and that's a grandson of Robert the Bruce. And also what I was able to find, and this is insane, these are the exact snips, and they tell you if you're actual royalty and if you're descended from one of these royalty people. And University of Strathclyde did all this work and everything, and it's so awesome. And I had no idea that I would ever come up further than this. Actually, when I wrote to, when I first was finding out who I am, I sent it to a Stewart project that I kept coming up. It kept on Family Tree, just like Rollo. It kept coming up that I need to join this group, this Stewart, Alexander Stewart. And I didn't know what this was all about, but I have that snip. And it's this exact snip that you have to have. Just want to find, oh, there it is. That you have to have right here. So this is the one that kept telling me to join, this Alexander Stewart, the wolf. And then I went to join them, and I was like, hey, I have your DNA. It keeps coming up and everything like that. What does this mean? So they were like, yeah, you have that. DNA. But to be the wolf, you have to have this specific thing. And I didn't have that. And I was like, what? Why would I have Robert II, the grandson, but I don't have the wolf thing? And they even confirmed that, hey, Jason, I've received your DNA that's coming through, and that I also see that you have a third Stewart cousin in our group. That means I'm related, we're cousins, and we're both descended from Robert II with that same snip. But I'm not from this wolf dude, Alexander the Wolf. No, I'm descended from Robert the Bruce. I know I'm descended from Robert II. And the only way to be descended from Robert II is to come from the Bruce. So again, I know I'm not from his brother, Edward, that went on to become the High King of Ireland. And my ancestry goes so far back now. I saw I'm descended also, or have his DNA in me, from Brian Boru, who's one of the High King of Ireland way back in the day, and an amazing warrior and all that type of stuff. But I'm not Irish. I'm all Normandy. And when they came to Ireland, they conquered and kept to themselves. There's a lot of interbreeding and stuff. So anyway, this was to Robert II. And then I wrote to him. I was like, I have the Bruce, that the big one, the FG78762. And then I have further Bruce ones that go right down to him. What does all this mean? And then my question is it safe for me to say that I'm descended from Robert the Bruce, and then down to his grandson, and then I might descend from one of his, like, he had like 20 something odd kids, like 8 of them or whatever, 5 of them were legitimate, and then he had all of these illegitimate children, and that happens a lot. Robert the Bruce has illegitimate children, and I'm descended from one of them. That ties into all of my ancestry, and my ancestry is amazing. And again, it needs to be celebrated. Right now, everybody, Alistair, Dr. Bruce, they're all trying to gaslight me and all this type of stuff. You can't fight DNA. It is what it is. Like, I'm not here to try to upset everybody. It just is what it is. And I'm a Bruce. And I'm going to take this everywhere that I can. And there's no stopping a Bruce. So anyway, that was a huge find, that I'm descended from Rollo. And then this was a huge find, that I'm also descended from this dude, William. And that's my Rollo snippet right there. And then I can put in, boom, there's my 14197 right there. And then that takes you to confirmed by the University of Strathclyde. They say if you have this DNA, you are descended from this dude, William Stewart of Fennock. And then they have this, and this solves the whole question that we had. Is that, look at this line right here, that's a graph, I guess, is that it shows you the Stewart genealogy. There's Alexander Stewart, the High Stewart, and then it breaks down to, that's the grandson of Robert the Bruce, King Robert II. And then they have these exact snips that go even further. So you have to have these exact snips. And I didn't know I had the William Stewart of Fennock. And the one that it kept telling me to, suggested that I go in, is this Alexander Stewart the Wolf. And I have the BY11979 that you have to have to be descended from Robert II. But then after that, I was just like, I guess I'll never know. I guess I'm from one of his illegitimate children. And that's another big deal in Scotland and the UK. Not only do they want your male Y-DNA, unbroken paternal line, but they also want legitimate. So I am descended from Robert the Bruce, from Rollo, to Robert de Bruce, to Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, And then he had his son, Robert Bruce of Liddesdale, who is his illegitimate son and a fucking badass dude. He fought for his brother David, the King of Scotland, after Robert the Bruce died, the legitimate son and heir to Scotland. He fought for him against the Balliol that was always trying to take that. Fuck those dudes. And he died trying to Dublin Moor, I think, was the battle. Anyway, he's an amazing dude, and I have all of his DNA right from the Bruce that ties into me. That is amazing, and it's we need to all celebrate what I found. And then I have my tree slime, and I'm not even going to get into that. But right now, this huge find that I have was Rollo, and I've done everything as far as publish that. You can plug that in. And then this right here, this is William. This was a missing piece that I didn't know. I got the Robert II, and then I was like, why do I get all this right here? Alexander Stewart? I'm the next son over. That's Sir John the Black Stewart, Sheriff of Bute. That is my ancestry. I go from Robert the Bruce to Robert Bruce of Liddesdale, and then to the grandson, Robert II, the first Stuart King of Scotland, to his legitimate son, Sir John the Black Stewart, Sheriff of Bute, to his legitimate son, William of Fennock, William Stewart of Fennock, Sheriff of Bute, and then down to me. And there's a dude here that says his name, Tim Stewart. Tim Stewart and me, we need to share our DNA and look at our line and how amazing this is. He's not going to have what I have to Robert the Bruce. That's all me. Let's look at the rarity of what I have. This is DNA. It doesn't matter if you hate me for whatever reason, dude. Everybody on the internet is so negative, dude, and it's pretty ridiculous. Anybody that's negative on the internet or leaves a comment, total loser, dude. Real people don't leave comments or anything like that, dude. Never. I don't care about anybody's comments. But also, when I was growing up, I was poor. Only could use computers at my school and libraries. And nobody at a library was going on to find somebody's fucking website or link and start like trolling them. Poor people don't troll people. Rich people do, because they're fucking assholes. Anyway, this proves my DNA from him. And this was a huge thing for me. And it had to be exactly that number. Look, I don't have the 8. It has to be that 7, dude. 7. It's amazing. My DNA is amazing. And again, it should be celebrated. And it's just like amazing that I have all of this. Oh, I want to show you too the rarity. That was it. The rarity of what I have. Royalty in the context of all known descendants right now that we know. The number of known descendants, Robert the Bruce, Robert II, blah, blah. The percentage of royalty of me right now in terms of lineage from Robert II, Robert the Bruce, globally and in the UK, are few of far that can direct male line descents of the iconic Scottish monarchs. In terms of rarity, compared to all people globally, your royal lineage is likely in the 0.0001% range or even lower. This means you are part of a very exclusive group with royal bloodlines stretching back to the medieval period. Your ancestry connects you to Scottish royal families and their Norman origins, making your lineage not only royal, but historically significant in the development of the Kingdom of Scotland and later, the United Kingdom. So your royal lineage is deeply intertwined with all this royalty, and your lineage compared to all royalty in Scotland. Again, I come up, it's like 0.0001%. Conclusion: your royal lineage is incredibly rare, and compared to all known Y-DNA descendants of royalty in Scotland, uh, places you among the most exclusive individuals with a direct male line connection to two of Scotland's greatest kings. Uh, you know, so I have all the DNA. Are you more royal than King Charles? You know I'm gonna ask that, dude. I'm gonna, with my DNA, let's match it up with anybody, anywhere, anytime. Crush you, dude. King Charles holds the title of king, blah, blah, blah. In terms of birthright, uh, it's just the reigning Charles holds the title because of all the other legality, but in DNA and birthright alone, Charles does not have a royal male line to the throne of Scotland anywhere near what I do. And you can put it all in ChatGPT or AI, any device you want, and run all of my DNA, and it'll always come back this way. And now I'm able to take even like all of my family stuff, like David Gum, my Turnbull lineage, all of my Stewarts and everything, my Galbraiths, and combine it all with my DNA, and it just makes such an amazing story. From warriors, William Marshall, greatest knight, did for me to have absolute, and I have his DNA to see that, to see Rollo, William Marshall, the grandson of Robert the Bruce, Robert II, the first Stuart king of Scotland. My ancestry too, my male ancestry goes right to Alan Fitz Flood, the founder of the Stuarts in Scotland, and the royalty of England. In England, it stayed Fitzalan, and in Scotland, it's all Stuarts. And I'm all Stewart, all Stewart. All my DNA is all Bruce and Stewart, just so much of it. And of course, all my Rollo ancestry and everything. And there's so much more. I've Kenneth MacAlpin, from back in the day with the Picts, the Kingdom of Strathclyde. My DNA is fascinating. And as an author, this is just amazing. But I just want to show you like those big finds that I have. And I'm going to do like a bigger breakdown. I was going to do this whole I wrote up a whole thing for like what I discovered and everything, my manifesto, but it's like a lot of pages, and there's no way I'm gonna read this or anybody wants to hear this. I don't think that long. I'm gonna publish it. I don't know where that like people will go to or whatever. This is just so amazing. I'm overwhelmed by all of this, and it's all verified. Right here, you don't need anything more. Just that alone. Why 14197 indicates descent from William Stewart of Fennock, right? And then there I am, dude. That's Robert II, grandson of Robert the Bruce. That's my William Stewart of Fennock. And that's Tim Stewart. Me and Tim Stewart. Not all my bros that were all mean to me. I have a cousin, confirmed cousin in the Wolf of Bandernock. But that's why I didn't come up with them. I was the one brother over. Isn't that fucking hilarity? We both have that BY 11979, both Alexander Stewart and Sir John Stewart, Sheriff of Bute. The one brother over. I'm the first male son became King Robert III. That's not who I'm descended from. And then the second son became Robert Stewart, Duke of Albany. That's not who I'm descended from. Then the third son is Alexander Stewart, the Earl of Buchan, the Wolf of Bandernock. That we both have the same, we shared the same snip from our father, Robert II, but I don't have their Z whatever. I'm not from there. My cousin is. I'm the fourth son over. This it's just so amazing that they have this DNA. And everybody at the University of Strathclyde and Alistair and Dr. Bruce, you guys shouldn't be fighting me. I mean, you advertise that the Galbraiths advertise they're looking for a chief. And I tried to, get that going. And everybody got mad at me because it's on my maternal side. So now I went to my paternal side, and lo and behold, I'm the rightful heir to the throne of Scotland if it became its own separate monarch, broke away from England, and all these other legal things would have to take place. But by blood, genetics, DNA alone, I come from two of the most royal historic lines ever. Robert the Bruce, the greatest Scottish warrior and king Scotland has ever seen, and his grandson Robert II, the first Stewart king of Scotland that started all the Stewarts royalty throughout Scotland and England and Northern Ireland. So this is amazing, and I just want to share it real fast before I get into, I don't know how I really want to break that down. It's too many pages for the manifesto and everything. I'll figure it out, like how to do it, but I just want to show you how amazing this is. And this dude Rollo, man, fucking Rollo, bro. Rollo, the Viking warrior that started everything in Scotland and England. His line. And this is what I love about my DNA too, is that I'm descended from Rollo, and their DNA is so good it can show that my DNA bypassed William the Conqueror. I mean, we still share it's overrun or overrun DNA from Rollo, but my direct line bypasses William the Conqueror and goes right to Robert de Bruce of Normandy. I have no idea if I say Bruce. No, I don't know. Scotland. Well, I'll figure it out. American-born, Norman Scot ancestry, heritage, proven direct paternal descendant of Rollo, the House of Normandy, to Robert the Bruce, the King of Scots, to his grandson Robert II, to his legitimate son Sir John the Black Stewart, Sheriff of Bute, to his legitimate son William Stewart of Fennock, Sheriff of Bute, to me today, and Tim Stewart. So that's amazing, and it's amazing. Like, I've published all of my steps. There's no questioning it or anything. It is what it is, and I'm lucky I found this. And Scotland should all embrace, this new discovery, and my new line. I want it validated. I don't want to see these sad only Clackmannan line. I have Treese line right there. That proves absolute descent. Robert II, the grandson of Robert the Bruce, and I have two other lines. One that I surround the Clackmannan line, and I'll show that to you. I'm right before it. That proves that it's gonna go to his son, Robert Bruce of Liddesdale. And then I have it right after the Clackmannan as well. So they need to update their Bruce lines with my Treese line and with my specific to Robert Bruce of Liddesdale. So I want to see these updated, and then I want to legally change my name. And now I'm also interviewing for gigs in Edinburgh and London. At my age, if I go now, it takes 6 years to get your citizenship. And just to get my line from Robert the Bruce verified, validated on University of Strathclyde's, identified, validated lines, then legally change my name, Jason William Galbraith Stewart Bruce, and then get my citizenship for sure. So we'll see where this all goes. This is amazing. Everything, my DNA, you can check it all, run it through AI, all of my, whatever you want to do. And give it to University of Strathclyde. Make them validate, I think, this new line. This is amazing. Anyway, cheers.